Hi Positive Readers, it's Positive Writer today with another video, and today I'm going to be telling you some of my favorite quotes. So quotes are really important to me in books, movies, TV shows. There are so many quotes that arise, and sometimes those quotes really touch me. And so I started a sticky note folder on my phone a long time ago, and basically just started putting all the quotes that I really liked or that really touched me or surprised me or whatever into a folder. And so today I'm going to be talking to you about maybe 10 of them. If it starts to get like too long, because I'm going to be talking about the quote itself and what it means to me and where it came from and stuff like that. If it starts going too long, I'll only do like 5. But right now it's 10, and I'm just going to be going through some of those. I'm not going to do all of them today, obviously. But yeah, so you can just hear some of the quotes that really mean a lot to me and why they mean so much to me. So without further ado, let's get started with the first one. I have not looked at any of these quotes in months, years, so I don't know which ones. I'm just clicking on like one without looking, and then I'll just read it, and so you can get like a completely authentic reaction and all that. So let's go. Remember when you wanted what you have now. This quote is not attributed to anyone. I feel like I just heard it somewhere, but this quote probably is like my life motto, because remember when you wanted what you have right now really helps me put my life in perspective when I'm thinking about how much stuff I don't have and how far I have to go. It really just helps me sit back and think, wow, a year ago or maybe even a month or a week ago, I have more now than I did then, and I would have just been so happy to have what I have right now. And instead of being happy about it, I'm sulking about what I could have in the future. You know, it's just like you really have to stop and think and be grateful for all the stuff you do have in your life right now, because the other stuff will come. But what you have right now is important, because that person in the past that was looking forward and wanted what you have would have dreamed of it in any day, and you have it right now. So be grateful, be happy. It'll help you live. So that's really an important one. I'm glad that was the first one that I picked. Yeah, it's really important. I don't even know who said it, but that quote is my life. Even in the material world, you will find that if you look for the light, you will often find it. But if you look for the dark, that is all you will ever see. This is from one of my favorite shows, Legend of Korra, and they have so many good quotes. So my favorite quote, that used to be my favorite quote, but kind of still is from this show, and it might not be on this list, so I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to mess it up, but this quote right here is so good, and it really resonates with me. The fact that, what does it say again? It says, even in the material world, when you look for the light, you'll find it. But if you only look for the darkness, that's all you'll see. And that's what I really noticed when I start like going down my hole of sadness, of disappointment, and all the bad stuff that's happening in my life. That's all I see. I just keep coming up with more bad stuff. But then when I decide to focus on the good stuff, there's so much of it. And it really helps to put like light back in your life when you decide to focus on the things that are going well for you instead of the things that aren't. You know what I mean? Because even if it seems like there is so much stuff going wrong, there is probably more stuff going right. And even if there aren't, focus on stuff that is, because it helps you, keeps you going. So I really like that quote, and I really I'm glad I put it on this list because it deserves to be on it. It's a beautiful quote. When the lows are so immense, the victories are small, but they are there despite it. You just have to see them when you see them. Little pockets of light and hope hidden away in the darkness. This is from a book that I read called Flawed. I think I read it last year or the beginning of this year. It was okay. It wasn't like the perfect book. It wasn't like the best book ever, but it was good. And I do like this quote. I kind of was confused about it for a second. But basically what it's saying to me, what it means to me, why I put it on this list, was it says, when the lows are so immense, the victories are small. So when the lows are really like, you know what I mean? Like when they're like really like bringing you down, the victories are going to be like little small things. They're going to be, you know, little stuff that happens that's really going to touch you inside and really going to make you think, wow, maybe stuff is not all hopeless. And that's happened to me more times than I can count. The little things in life really matter, especially when the majority of things in your life, the big things, are going wrong. Little things really come through. And they're there, like the quote continues to say, they are there, even though the victories are small. You just have to see them. Little pockets of light and hope hidden away in the darkness. I love that quote. I love how it's worded. I love it. It's great. For those who believe, no proof is necessary. And for those who don't, no proof is possible. This is from one of my favorite shows, Criminal Minds. Don't even remember the episode, but this quote is honestly just so thought-provoking. I love this quote because it's basically saying that if somebody believes, they don't need any proof. They already know. It's just like an inner knowing. You just know it. And if someone does not believe, then they can't, there's no ounce of proof in the world that's going to make them suddenly believe. And I really needed to hear that. I need to hear it right now. And it's just an important thing for, I think, everybody to just know. Because, you know, you can't force people to believe something. If they don't believe it, they just don't. And if you do believe something, nobody can take that from you. You know, you don't need any proof. You don't need to prove it. You just know it. So, you know, be confident in that. We must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. The person who said this was Joseph Campbell, but Criminal Minds is where I found this quote. They played it twice that I know of, and it's so beautiful. I love this quote so much. I cry every time I hear it because it just, it's like, wow, you know, there's so much to unpack here. They're just basically saying that we have to, like, you know, be willing to give up, you know, all the plans and stuff we have that we want in our lives to happen for the life that we actually are going to have. Because a lot of the time, most of the time, especially if you plan every single thing in your life, it's not going to go that way. It's not going to go how you want it to. But, you know, you just have to be open, because your life's going to go how it's going to go, how it's meant to go. And if you're not ready, then you're not going to be ready to, like I said, have the life that's waiting for you. And it's just, that quote really means a lot to me. And, you know, it really is something that I've thought about so many times in my life. And, you know, I've planned so many things, and my life is going the exact opposite direction. But it's the best thing ever. You know, it's beautiful to know that you plan something for your life, and then here your actual life over here being 10 times more superior. So, kudos to that quote. That was the 5th one, and honestly, I'll do one more, and then I'll just keep the rest for another video. I hope this hasn't been like too short and you get bored. I'm not getting bored, but like want more. But I guess we'll just see. It's kind of just like a wing it video because I wanted to see if you guys enjoy videos like this. So you can tell me in the comments if you do. This is the last quote we're going to be doing today, the 6th one. I'm pretty sure if I can count. There comes a time in everyone's education when they arrive at the conviction that envy is ignorance. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now this quote, a perfect quote to end on, I think, because it resonates with me. It resonates so much that the essay / short story type book thing that he basically wrote that quote in, I have on my dresser right now on my desk, because the whole thing is so the whole thing is so thought-provoking. We could have been the same person. That's how similar our ideas about the world are. But anyway, this quote right here: envy is ignorance. That is the absolute truth. In the past, I have been so envious of certain people and things and just situations in life. But when I really look back, especially, and think about, you know, like how much you just see the surface a lot of the time. When you see, oh, the grass is greener over there, you're just seeing a little bit. You're just seeing the surface of that. When you really get into it, it's clear that it isn't. That the grass is not greener and that your grass is fine. So, you know, I think it's perfect, because if you really envy something, you don't really know what it is. You don't really know what it is, because if you did know what it was, you wouldn't want it. That's like because, I don't know, it's just like in life, you really could just be fine where you are, but people get so caught up in the facade of so many other things, and they want to like jump over there instead of stay where they are. But it's just ignorance, because you really just don't know. You know what I mean? I think that was a perfect quote to end on. I'm glad that I realize that now, and that I'm not really envious at all, ever. Because I realize that I'm not seeing the whole thing. Whatever I want, it's not everything. So, just be happy where you are. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more videos like this, I'd be glad to make them. I love videos where I just kind of talk about stuff that mean a lot to me, because I feel like I don't do that enough, and that's what I want to do this year. I'm glad that I haven't done any tags, or that I'm not really buckled down reading anything, because I kind of just want to appreciate the stuff that I have read in the past and all that stuff. Because last year I read so many freaking books, but then I didn't talk about like the majority of them. I didn't review the majority of them. The ones I enjoyed the most, I barely talked about. And it's unacceptable, in addition to movies and TV shows. So it's just like, I really want to get into that stuff. So if you want to see more of that, comment down below. If you don't, I'll just make it anyway, because, you know, this channel, I want it to be like more for me, because I feel like in these months that I've kind of been like on and off not really uploading anything, I just kind of really just want to express myself, and people will come and watch if they want to, and if they don't, that's fine. I like to look back on these. So I love you all. I'll see you later with another video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.